Guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. And if you're a returning subscriber, as always, welcome back, guys. I apologize for the late upload today, but I had a lot of things going on, both in and out of the market, as far as work is concerned. But I'm here. But I want to jump into a big move that I made today. And some of y'all might not think it's a big move, but to me, it's a huge move because one of the original stocks that I bought and been dollar cost averaging and holding for the past 8 years, and I found out today, looking back, I've been investing for 8 years, I've sold out of. And it was a little bit emotional, even though the stock don't care nothing about me and don't know I own it. But I sold AT&T today. I mean, all of the shares that I've accumulated through dollar cost averaging and through dividend reinvestments. It was the first stock I seen where, I really seen how the power of compounding, it takes shape and you see it with the turnover of the shares of stocks that I was getting from AT&T turning over into itself. So it was an amazing journey with that. But I sold AT&T for 2 reasons. Number one is, well, let me tell you a little bit about it, how much I sold. I sold 2,500 shares, a little bit over like 2,576 shares. I sold them yesterday. I sold them just right before market close. I sold the shares. Now I haven't done anything with the money that I've made off of these shares, and it's quite a substantial amount. But what my plan is starting tomorrow. Now, I was trying to do this before CPI numbers come out, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, I've been investing long enough. It doesn't matter. My plan is this. I talk about ETFs, and, it's a lot of uncertainty in the market and stuff. And I'm going to be smart, and I'm going to keep as much as the money as I earned, as I've made during my investment journey. The capital I have, I'm going to keep as much of it as I can without dealing with the market going up and down. So this is like the scenario where they say, buy low, sell high. I'm going to sell. So I wound up selling. And I made a pretty good profit off of holding the stock for a long time. Now, I'm going to miss that monthly dividend of $238 a month, plus. But I'll get over it because I'm going to transfer this money back into, some more dividend stocks. Like I said, I have my watch list. I tell you guys to have your watch list ready and have everything set up before you and get ready for these deals. Now, I do have cash on the sideline, but I mean, with this amount of cash, give me significant amount of firepower coming forward with a lot of stocks I've always wanted to own once they get down to the right, pricing for me to strike at. So, I'm going to practice what I preach with you guys and let you know that, hey, listen, the stuff I say on here, I'm dead honest with it, and I want you guys to understand that anytime I'm not going to say anything to you guys about what I'm doing that you couldn't do yourself. Now, I'm not giving you advice. I'm not telling you to go and sell any stock or buy any stock. All this channel is about me recording my journey and, the joys of stock market investing and how it's changed my life, and it's a passion of mine. I'm sharing it with you guys. But listen. My plans are this. It came out to almost $50,000, right? $25,000, which is 50% of that, is going to go into VTI and VOO, Vanguard S&P 500 ETF and Vanguard Total Stock Market ETF. So I'm investing heavily in U.S.-based businesses, just in preparation for the bull run. Another thing is the other $25,000. I'm deciding whether I'm gonna half that, 17.5, and put it into my cash reserve or invest it in some more ETFs. Now, that's the dilemma right now. And, if you guys have got any comments about it, leave it in the comment what you would do. But right now, that's what I did. And I don't feel bad about it. Another reason why I sold AT&T is this. With the streaming situation the way it is, right? It's a lot of competition, and I'm not saying, like they had the streaming wars and all this stuff. I was just sitting here thinking about it. It's a lot of competition with that, and AT&T has a whole lot of debt, And I knew that when I invested in AT&T a long time. Well, not when I first invested, I was new. But as you learn about companies, you know they have debt and they're trying to manage the debt and this and that. And it's not something that other companies not dealing with as well. I was in the AT&T for the dividend. The dividend paid off for me. It was time for me to back out. You know, it's a lot of uncertainty. I don't know what's going to happen. You know, anything can happen. But for me, it was a wise decision. It was time for me to move on. Now, I'll always be grateful for what AT&T has done for me dividend-wise and performance-wise with the split and all of that. But let me say this. I still do have some AT&T shares, but they're in another portfolio. But the main portfolio that I focus on, you know, I sold everything, the one I started with from the beginning. So, what else can I say? We don't know what's going to happen with the CPI and the Feds raising rates. Remember, this CPI is for December. We're in January now. So remember, every time you see the CPI reports, it's always a month behind. We don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, between January and March, a lot of deals are going to fall in your lap. Now, I'm still deciding, you know, how much. I mean, I said 25,000. I'm still deciding how much I'm going to put in VTI and VO, because I have good amounts of you know, shares of this stock. And the reason why I don't just want to put it in there, because like when I put something in these ETFs, I never want to touch it, and I'm very strict with that. So I don't want to just be like, okay, look, I got a large amount of money, and I'm gonna just throw it in there just to be safe. My margin for error at my age is very thin, so I have to be careful with a lot of things that, you know, I can't let excitement overtake me when I'm dealing with decisions like this. I'm not in my 20s anymore, you know, where I can take a little hit. I'm not trying to take no losses. That was one of the reasons why I traded AT&T too. Any dip in that, you know, with the amount of shares I got, it would be a drastic drop every time. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to avoid that. But the way I'm sitting right now, the way I look at it is this. Unless America fails financially, I'm good. My money's in the right place. BOO is 80% of American industry. You know what I mean? VTI is all of American business that's in the stock market. And what's cool about each of them is VTI is all of the stocks, right? VOO is the S&P 500. So if the S&P 500 is down, you know, VTI can still be up sometimes. I've noticed that since I've had it. You know, because I used to be like, why you want to get VT or VTI with VOO? And then I started realizing, looking at the stocks and what's covered under each of them, I'm like, okay, they do have similarities, but they also have some differences too. So I have more of S&P 500 because S&P 500 is the table everybody, you know, measures stocks against. So it's like the granddaddy of them all. I ain't talking about the Rose Bowl if you get that joke. But listen, most of my money in my ETF portfolio, more than 50% is VOO, you know, which is the scale of how the market is doing. You know, when they talk about the street and stuff, they talk about the S&P 500. No brainer. I'm putting my money in that. That's the scale. And then follow closely behind that, VTI is more of a hedge in case, you know, this is down one day or whatever. But I'm going to tell you something. When you invest in VTI and VO, anytime you have a green day, that thing take off. You know, and I noticed that. I'm like, man, you know, we can have serious gains. And remember, we are tens of percent, you know, tens of percent off a lot of these 1 year highs, you know, on these stocks that are in this. So when they start to climbing, this thing going to take off like a rocket. And, you know, I'm going to be a part of that. So it's like, you know, this is a future move. This is more of a retirement move for me. You know, I can't get stuck on one stock, you know, that is, I mean, it's a boring stock. And those are the stock you want, the boring stocks, the one that just perform year after year after year and produce dividends, you know, with good moats around them and good names, businesses. That's what you want. And for 8 years, I put my heart and soul into AT&T. It was time to move on and press for retirement. So I think I'm going to transfer the money over. Tomorrow I'll do a video, or I might mention it in the video what I'm going to do. But I mean, I feel good right now with the money that I've made from AT&T and what the future proposes with these ETFs. But I wanted to get this in before the end of the day. to make these trades. Now I made the trade yesterday with AT&T, but I wanted to get these, ETFs in. But everything happened for a reason. Here's another reason. Sometimes I jump out of something. I'm like, you know what? I got a plan to do something, and then I'll go, and then I'll say, you know what? Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me just hold on for a second. So let me pace myself. Me pacing myself right now by accident is a good thing. But we'll see tomorrow how everything goes. But listen, guys, I just wanted to drop in, and tell you what was going on with me today. As always, man, leave me a comment, like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for spending time with me. Take care.